folks. It has been so long, and I am so sorry. Well, we are back with another Duel Links video. Oh my god. I'm excited. This is amazing. We are in a landscape of a wonderful format. We have three incredible decks that are showing off the grand power that they have. Things have been explosive. We have the traps to be able to combat that now. It's not a perfect format if you want to have my opinion on it. There's some things I would like to change about it, but this is, without a doubt, the best format that we've ever had in Duel Links. So I want to talk to you guys about a deck that might not be the best in the room, but oh my god, we could set up the table if we want to. We could sit with the big boys if we play our cards right. So this is the Dragonic Demolisher deck, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here. So the Demolisher Resonance, if we're going to go by the skill, because this is the name of the game, right? We're going to, from turn 2 onwards, we can mill Dragonic Slayer, and then add Dragonic Scout from outside of our deck to our hand. So let's go over these cards. Slayer, if you have a level 7 dragon monster other than itself on the board, you can pop any back row. Huge. Really good effect. Anyone who has played the first formats of Rush Duels Links, you'll know exactly why this effect is good. And we got Dragonic Scout as well. We can mill 3 cards and then add a level 7 Earth Dragon monster from our deck, or from our graveyard to our hand. So you always get to mill, and then there's the optional effect to add back. You're going to go through plays with this deck. You're just going to mill. Your deck is going to be like 0 by the end of it, but it's okay. We have ways to shuffle things back. Dragonic Scout is one of the main ways to generate advantage with this deck, so it's very, very crucial. And let me tell you, you already have 3 in the deck list. That's right, you get to add a 4th Dragonic Scout to your deck. Things can get crazy. But let's go over the rest of the deck, okay? We're playing Bunker Strike. This is my guy. We're not playing a second Slayer. There's no reason to do that. Slayer, he's a good guy. Don't get me wrong, but he's a little bit weak. Not to say Bunker Strike is any better in that category, but Bunker Strike, he is the utility man, okay? This guy, he's Magical Mallet. You summon him, you normal summon him, you're going to be able to draw cards up to the number of face-up monsters that your opponent controls, and then you get to pick which cards you want to keep, and then you shuffle cards back equal to the same amount. So this card is going to let you get into your like huge utility cards. You're looking at this Talismanic Sealer, right? We don't care that we're at 2300. We're going to drop you down. Bunker Strike can be able to find the crucial parts of your strategy or the boards that you want to out, right? Anything that you need, Bunker Strike has got you there. Executed Riding is another card that you want to find off of Bunker Strike. This is a disruption trap. If any effective monster is summoned, you can summon a monster of a equal to or lower value in attack to your board from your graveyard. You just revive that sucker up into the board. You need the space for it. But once you do that, you get to reduce up to 2 things on your opponent's field by 1800. So this is a very pivotal piece of interaction in this format. Very, very strong. There is its downsides if your opponent has a normal monster, which, let me tell you, there is a very prevalent normal monster deck, especially with the ability to special summon itself via secret order. This card isn't perfect, but it gets the job done, and it's a card that I'm very happy to have added to this format. Speaking of a card that has kind of shaped this entire gameplay away, okay? Compulsory Evacuation Device needs no introduction, okay? I know everybody who's been playing with this card in the playground back in the day, okay? You know what this card does, but actually I'm going to have to re-explain it to you guys because it doesn't work at all like it does in actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Speed Duel or Master Duel. Anyways, the big change here, the big important thing is that in Rush Duels there are triggers that you have to respect. In this case, you can only activate Compulse if the opponent normal special summons a monster or after they activate a spell card. You can't do it after they activate an effect. You can't do it to chain. You can't do it stuff like that. You got to be cognizant. So there's a lot of mind games in this format where you want to like, there's fusion monsters in this format, right? Like people are going to put big monsters in front of you and you're gonna want to hold the compulse to be able to hit that big fusion monster, but sometimes they'll just go straight to the battle phase and they'll hit you for it. And you're gonna be like, man, I can't activate this in the battle phase. But that's the glory, that's the beauty of it. It's a very very cool thought exercise. It puts you in a lot of positions that you don't want to be in too much. But compulse, you got to play around this card, okay? This card is a card that if you can't play around this card, you're gonna be like that normal monster right here, being blasted off, okay? Your win percentage is going off of the roof. That is why we play 9 different ways to be able to play through this card. So let me paint the scene, okay? You summon the Scout. Scout mills 3, you add back your, like, Demolisher. Did I not talk about Demolisher? Did I not talk about... Oh my god. We'll get to Demolisher in a second, okay? This is the reason to play the deck. You don't want to miss Demolisher. But back to painting the scene. Okay, we're gonna mill 3 with Scout, and we're going to add back Bunker Strike. We're gonna add back Bunker Strike, and Bunker Strike is gonna be normal summon. The opponent's gonna be like compulsory evacuation device. Put that sucker back in your hand, and you're gonna be like, okay. I'm gonna normal summon my Slugger. My Slugger is going to revive Pitcher, because if either of the other teammates is in the graveyard, they can revive their companion, so long as you have no other monsters on your field. So Slugger's going to revive the Pitcher, and then you're going to summon out the Bunker Strike again. Or you can go for the double Twin Dragon. This is an amazing card. It shuffles 3 monsters back from your graveyard into your deck, and this turn it can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a level 7 dragon monster. So you can see there's a lot of ways to play through these boards. You can do the same kind of Scout strategy. The opponent is going to compulse you when you first commit to your boss monster, and then you summon the double Twin Dragon, and then you go for a level 7 play from there. Double Twin Dragon has a lot of utility because it can do that regardless of board state. You don't need to have only one monster like Slugger and Pitcher do. You can do this when you're winning. You can do this when you're playing defensive. This is such a great card, especially with companion with Scout, which mills a bunch. Now, I Demolisher, I'm so sorry, okay? I apologize for the disgrace that I have put upon you. Let me make it up to you, okay? If it's one thing I'm gonna say, this guy's a better Thunder Giant, okay? Thunder Giant wishes he could do what he does, okay? You can discard 1 card, 1 monster, unfortunately, but it's alright. You discard 1 monster, and you get to destroy any level 8 or lower monster on your opponent's field. Has to be face up to be able to check the level, obviously. And yeah, you get to destroy it. Keep in mind there's level 9 monsters in this format. There's level 10 monsters in the format, fusions and maximums mainly. And you're kind of thinking, why is he better than Thunder Giant? Then Thunder Giant can do that. But there's a second line of text on this bad boy. You can revive Dragonic Slayer. Dragonic Slayer, really huge card. I was talking about him earlier with the pops and stuff. You're going to be able to revive Dragonic Slayer, and because Demolisher is a level 7 monster, Slayer can be able to use its effect to destroy any spell and trap card. So this is going to get you a destruction, and then Slayer will get you another form of destruction there. Keep in mind, this does play into cards like Execute Writing, which can ruin your day, but other than that, this is a very solid form of board presence. You get 2 pops by like 1 discard, which is really, really huge. One thing to keep in mind as well, Scout can change its level after it uses its effect. It mills 3 and then changes its level to 7, so it does have utility alongside Slayer to be used to pop things. And the rest of the deck, pretty, self-explanatory. We're playing Hammer Shot here because we cannot get over too big of a monster. It is a downside of the deck, unfortunately, but with things like Bunker Strike, with things like Talismanic Seal Array, Compulse, there's like ways to be able to get over big monsters. I've never been too pressed on on facing big monsters. If it happens, it happens. But I mean, like that's the name of the game. And we're playing Double the Guard. This is a card that won't resolve often, but when it does, you are thankful of it. It is an insurance policy card. There's a format or there's a deck in this format, Dark Galaxy. They have a board wipe card called Darkhold Device. That card can destroy your entire field, and they add back a monster from the graveyard to the hand. That monster typically is Dark Prophet or Globule or Void Velvet Globule, both of which are fusion components to a very, very strong and oppressive combo line that will get lethal from like 5,000 life points. It is a very, very scary line that is exceptionally hard to play around. It plays around cards like Executed Riding, for you to get an example. But it does not play around the guard. If they do not have a way to pop the guard by like using Universal Storm, the guard, you're going to have no monsters on your board. You can be able to tank a hit, and it'll be very, very helpful. So I've talked a lot about this deck already. Oh my god. Why don't we watch some replays? You know, that's probably why you guys are here to see this. We want to see the deck in action, but don't worry. I know what the table has been asking, okay? We want to see this deck go against Light Galaxy. We got it. We want to see them go against Spellcasters. We got it. We got Dark Galaxy too. And I don't want to rustle too many feathers here, but we win each and every one of them. Let me just paint you the picture of how. Okay, we're going against this Dark Galaxy player first. I believe we're going first here. Because a little insider thing, I've had to record this a couple times due to technical difficulties. So I'm pretty well versed on what's going to go on here. And let me tell you, it is a treat. So we're going to go first. We're going to set our two monsters here and go for the Bunker Strike. The reason why we go for the Bunker Strike, we're not going to get any value from him here. Well, we got that Executed Riding set. So as long as anything with 1,300 or more gets summoned, Scout can come in, drop some things, provide some disruption, and most importantly, I want to keep a Scout in rotation. You know what I mean? If you do not out the Scout, I'm gonna mill next turn, dude. I need that. Give me some of that. But the opponent is going to go for the Pot of Greed. They have a very beefy hand here. They're gonna pitch both of their cards for those draws with the skill. And Globule is going to do what it does best. It is a double tribute enabler. It wishes it was double Twin Dragon. Executing Riding, though, on the Chrysor. Very risky behavior here, because the Chrysor is now enabled by the fact that there's two monsters. If there's two monsters on the board, you can mill 3 cards and then gain attacks equal to that. That part's not relevant, but the mill 3 cards can be. We're looking out for cards like Pull. We're looking out for cards like Fusion, which Fusion's in the graveyard. It was there earlier, but you know, it's risky business in mill in here. But we're gonna do this anyways, just because I want this Scout to survive. Give me the milk. Give me the milk. I don't care. I know what you're gonna do here, and I know you're not going to attack Scout because I just set 2 monsters. I did a double tribute set. Okay, you're probably scared of this monster, and that's what happens here. You're scared of the monster. You're gonna hit the Bunker Strike. And I'm gonna get my mills. Now, that being said, do this with caution. I think there's some times where you don't want to hit the set here, right? You want to get that, like, what was it? You were at 36? I'm going to guess you were at like 36, 31. There's times you want to get that extra damage. Would have been a perfectly reasonable play to go for that damage here. Though, if I am on Demolisher, it's kind of risky, but I mean, it's a play. I want to put some attention to what could have happened. You always got to keep your options open. I'm not sure if I would have done it personally, but what I know for sure I'm going to do is I'm going to get that mill, get me that Slayer. Slayer is going to come out here after the Tenacity Dragon. Is it? No, I think we're going for Bunker Strike first, are we? No, we're going for the Slayer, clearing the board, getting rid of the Void Corridor, and Bunker Strike is going to swap out our hand, and ooh, we get some good stuff, man. We got, in the back, we got the Executing Riding and the Compulse. We love to see that. It is going to be a very, very hard board to out. Universal Storm, that's halfway through it, right? Riding can't really interact. You wouldn't probably want to interact there anyways. But they're going to grab the Fusion here, but we're not going to see the Apocalypse. We're going to see Requiem instead. This is because the opponent has a secondary piece of back row that they have right here, so they want to use Fusion to conceal the back row. So we have something to look out for. Okay, we got to be on our toes. let's go for the Slayer add back here with the Phoenix Dragon. We didn't get to talk much about Phoenix Dragon in the deck profile, but it's a very useful card to be able to put things in a rotation. But we were able to snipe that buffered slime. Yeah, buffered slime, and get the game here. So very, very good showing against the Dark Galaxy. They didn't really get to summon much of their monsters uh, in the way that they wanted to, thanks to cards like Writing and the hands that they had. But I mean, this is a good showing so far. Let's go into this Spellcaster game now. I love me some Dark Spellcaster, man. I love me Sevens Road. I play Sevens Road a lot. It's my personal favorite deck of this format. That's the deck that I got Cog with in this format. It's like the first deck that I was like really into. So I know what to look out for here, and hopefully that can go to our advantage. So the opponent's going to set 3 pass. This is a we'll see it in the next game too. But set 3 pass is a very valuable strategy against this deck because we don't have really much forms of piercing. That being said, if you keep too much at that strategy, I will be able to garner a big board against you, and I'll be able to find my back rows. But something to keep in mind: we don't have much to deal with set 3 pass. At least for an opening strategy, this is probably the best that you're going to be able to get. The skill lets you target yourself, so we're going to use that to just grab the Slayer, put that into rotation, and Scout is going to mill 3, grab back the Slayer, and we're going to go into the Slayer to get that pop there. Goodbye to the fusion, and we attack with Scout here first because we are looking for the stray cats, the stray magicians. No, Strange Witch, sorry. We're looking for the Strange Witch because it is a fusion material piece for an unsearchable monster. It is unsearchable. It's a fusion material for Charmy Witch, and Charmy Witch is very, very threatening for this deck. She can switch any of our monsters to defense position and then pierce us for it with our 0 defense. We don't like to see that at all. No, thank you. So we want to do the best that we can to be able to scout for Strange Witches, and if we find it, we attack it with a Slayer. But regardless, to the actual turn here, Sorcerer's going to come out, just clearing the board, I guess. Valkyria coming out with the Witch, and I love this formation so much. Whenever I see this formation, it's amazing, okay? We got the redirect on Valkyria. We got the Witch. We got the Sevens Road Magician who's going to boost up. And the thing that I really, really like about this, as opposed to like fusing these two right away, is you got to out the Valkyria. And then if you out the Valkyria, let's say you add out the Sevens Road Magician, the Witch is still on the board. You're gonna be able to use the Witch for a future turn, and you're gonna get so much like value. It's gonna be such a big push. So this is a very, very, very scary situation. I prefer this formation to any fusions, and my opponent actually agrees with this, even after the writing, which I give so much props to. A lot of players would just go for the fusion right ahead, I believe. But I think they pitched the fusion actually, did they? They probably did. So they were probably forced to do that anyways. But I'm still going to give props where there's props, okay? This formation is a tough cookie to crack. Let's see how we are going to do it. Bunker Strike, though, is going to be a good part of finding what we need. And that we do. We find the Demolisher off of the top. Twin Dragon's going to come in with the assistance on the double tribute, and Demolisher is going to provide the muscle that we need to be able to out this board. Talismanic Seal Array, we can already out the monsters, but I'm more concerned about shuffling things back. And for the astute-eyed players, where's the Magical Stream? It's not in the graveyard. If it's not in the graveyard, you know for a fact they're drawing it next turn. We don't want to give them that. No way. So we're going to Talismanic Seal preemptively just to get that shuffle back, because that is an important aspect of our deck. And we're going to get that extra damage while we can. So the opponent is going to go for this Witch line, which is going to summon the Sevens Road Magician, and they're going to go for the Talismanic Seal Array themselves, and out 2/3 of our board. They can't out the third piece, which is very, very good for us. Being able to go wide is a huge, huge boon of this deck, and this is showing dividends here. So we're going to add back the Demolisher, and they're going to go for the riding here. Not because it was an optimal place to do so, but I can't say anything because I also didn't do anything optimally. Because let me show you. There was a moment here. I normal summon Dragonic Scout. I use Scout's effect to mill 3, add Demolisher, and I'm a level 7 now. And I still had the Slayer on the field. So I could have just popped the back row. I don't know why I committed further than that. So my interpretation of what happened there, my opponent was just like, I'm just gonna activate the riding to just like show you like, hey, you could have popped it here. I'm conceding anyways. And I commend that. I do that as well. I hate like winning or losing off of the backbone of like a misplay like that. So big ups to the opponent for just like being like, hey, like you could have done that there. But yeah, that is the game. The If I popped the thing there, like regardless, I would have got enough damage. I had so much to work with in my hand. So yeah, that was the game against Axel Road. We're 2 for 3 right now. We're looking mighty good, if I do say so myself. So we're gonna go against Light Galaxy to close things off here. And this is the replay, folks. Setting 3 pass is scary. Because when your opponent has a boss monster that can boost off of the amount of monsters that are in your graveyard, it's probably not the best thing to just keep punching, right? You're gonna punch and they're gonna threaten you with an OTK line. It's very, very scary. So we're in risky territory here. So my strategy for this that I had to think of on the fly is I'll give you those monsters, okay? I'm gonna keep punching, but there's going to be a hard stop where if you keep playing defensively, I'm switching my monsters to defense position. I'm not entertaining that anymore. But I want to do the best I can to be able to build a board, get my back row that I need for later, and just put you at low on deck. So when you do start playing, you're going to be in an uncomfortable position. I think this position is when the opponent starts to press forward. Yep, they're going to go for the Pot of Greed here. The Seal is going to add Extraplorer to the hand, and Klein is going to add back the Lilac, and we're going to get some big amount of advantage here. Extraplorer, there's so many Galaxy monsters in this graveyard. Of course, they're going to be able to add the normal monster and the Fusion to the hand. Eve is going to come out, and Linac's going to come out, and we're going to go to Fuse Eve. Fuse Eve is going to enable a Galactica Oblivia play. But the opponent doesn't go for Eternal Galactica Oblivion here, which is the boss monster of the deck. They go for a more principled line with the Plasma, half in part because you get to be able to pop a back row, a quarter in part that you keep more bodies on board, but another quarter in part that Secret Order is in their hand, and they're going to have such a wide board to out all 3 of our monsters. But I mean, for someone that just took a bunch of damage, or like that took like what, like 3 monsters of hits, 1600 isn't that much damage. I'm very happy with this. Look at how much like cards you have in your deck. I'm kind of curious onto how you're going to be able to play after this turn. Let's break a board though. Let's see how you'll do after we do that, right? So we're going to add the Bunker Strike here. Bunker Strike's going to be our best friend to be able to find the pieces that we need. We do have a Ratting and we do have a Talismanic Seal Array, but one thing I am kind of concerned about is I really want to activate this Demolisher, but I don't have a monster to discard because I want a Bunker Strike in there. I want a Demolisher in there. I can't discard the Executing Riding. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Talismanic Seal Array to shuffle as many monsters as we can back into our deck to be able to find a monster that we can pitch with the Demolisher. So Bunker Strike's going to come in, going to draw a bunch of monsters, and we just pick the least useful one to be able to pitch with this with Demolisher. Talismanic Seal Array, a second one to be able to hit through this Galactica Oblivion, just to shuffle as many things as we can back into the deck and get things into rotation. They're going to set 2 things pass, and let me tell you, it's a hard position to look at when you are 4 cards in your deck, and a lot of your cards mill. Extraplorer mills, extra Plasma mills, even things like Strange Traveler mills. So it's very hard, unless those cards are Talismanic Seal Array, it's hard for this or for this light galaxy player to be able to play through here. We do have a compulse for Eternal Galactic Oblivion, so as long as we're looking out for that line, we're doing pretty good. How about we compulse this immediately? Um, we could save it for the Eternal, but I'm very scared that I'm going to give this person an opportunity. Maybe they weren't maybe they set things as like a bluff and then now they have the universe storm. You never know. I'm just gonna go for the compulse right away. Whatever you have in your hand, that's 2 tributes, right? If that's 2 tributes and that's an extra plasma, you can still make the if it's 2 tributes and an extra plorer, you can still go for the extra plasma line, but by going for that, you're going to be at 0 cards in hand or deck, so I'm gonna win next turn. Even if you talismanic sealer right, I'm gonna go for that compulse. Like it's super super worth it. You go for it there, and for that we win the game. So yeah, that is the deck. Those are the replays that I have for you guys. Um, if you can see here on this King of Games here, like it's I do have some losses. I'm not afraid of these losses, right? But like this is kind of like to show you guys that I am out here doing these games. But yeah, if you like the content, thank you so much. Hopefully I can bring more to you guys. This is such a fun format. I love this update so much. I love this game so much. Um, Hopefully they keep doing what they're doing, man. This is some good stuff. Uh, Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Bye bye.